Welcome back to the Awning Company Super 1 British Karting Championships here at Shenington. This man's in top form in senior Rotax Max. Josh Collins starts from pole position alongside Josh White with Harrison Thomas and Josh Skelton, Jack McCarthy, James Johnson, Scott Simons, Tom Gamble, Morgan Rose and Ben Davis in the top 10. And this is an incredibly close championship fight. We've got about half a dozen drivers still in contention coming into this penultimate round of the championship, including the man on pole position, Josh Collins. He missed a round, so we've still got to count him in the championship fight, and he leads away here into Cafe for the first time. Does he hold on to the lead? He had an awful lot of attention around him, but yes, Josh Collins has got the early jump, and that's a big jump considering the start of the race. He's managed to get himself 3 or 4 kart lengths. He's the only one who takes a wide line through the hairpin for the first time.
Yeah, Collins, it says third in the championship there. I think that's taken into account drop scores. It's going to be all to play for going to the final round, I'm sure. Collins will want to take a win here. He missed a round, I think, if I'm right, and that's dropped him down the points table overall. That's McCarthy, a championship leader there in 5th place. But Collins on drop scores by the end of this race, if he was to win this, he'll be well in contention going to the final round. Running third, second in the championship, Josh White needs to win with McCarthy down in 6th to be tied for the championship lead. I think that's on drop scores if I remember rightly.
So you may not see Josh Collins in the top 5 in the championship points at the end of this race, whatever happens, but he is still in the mix. He's up to 2nd place and up to 3rd. White and Skelton have both got past Harrison Thomas there at the hairpin, so that puts Josh White up to 2nd position, 1 step closer to where he needs to be to level the championship with Jack McCarthy. Oh, contact! That is Rob Ellis and Stephanie Levisconti. They've gone together in the Bruno Ferrari chicane. Charlie Turner, I think it was, avoiding action, and I think actually Tom Croydon and Tony Dickinson took avoiding action too. Let's have a look in the chicane. Up the inside goes Ellis. I just think he got it slightly wrong. There's a little bit of contact actually with Turner. Might have caught him a little bit, but Flight Lieutenant Rob Ellis goes airborne. Charlie Turner trying to escape the scene of the accident, hand in the air. What are you two clowns playing at? And he manages to get away, making up 2 places in the process. Looking back to the lead, Josh Collins is down in 3rd now. That's White leading, Skelton 2nd, Collins 3rd, and Johnson up the inside of both of them. My goodness, Johnson! I think he left his braking about 50 metres too late there, and he was very lucky that Skelton was to his left. Otherwise, there would have been a monumental accident for him. Let's look again. Up the inside, Collins is taking the usual braking route. Johnson brakes later, much later. The back end power slides Peter Solberg style, and he manages to get away, having dropped to, I think he's now in 4th position. No, he's 3rd. So, my goodness me, Johnson getting away with that one. All of that means that Collins is now in 2nd. Make that the lead, surely. He's going to get this one done up the inside of White. Yes, he does. He manages to shut the door on the exit. Wow, how quickly can a race change in the space of 3 laps?
James Johnson slightly out of control, I think, into the hairpin. He will deny that, of course. He'll say, no, it was all under control. A little bit late on the brakes, but were it not for Josh Skelton being aware that he was coming, that could have been a collision between the pair. But listen, no damage done. And in the end, great action from the drone, and we love to see that.
He's going to remember that one for a long time, isn't he? Now, Tom Gamble in all of this has got himself up into 4th position, just in front of Skelton. So Gamble is now in the mix for a podium, and very much looking good for it as he charges up towards Johnson. I wouldn't be surprised at all as a move further back. That is Harrison Thomas moving up into 6th position again, and he needed to get that done sooner rather than later to have a chance of hanging on to the back of Josh Skelton. Now let's have a look at how things would sit in the championship.
Yeah, McCarthy leads by 1 point as things stand now. That's Tom Gamble moving into 3rd in Wilkins.
Yeah, past Johnson. This is so close the way these championship points are working out on drop scores. We're having to do a lot of mental arithmetic up here in the commentary box while the race is still going on, and it keeps changing all the time. We may as well just throw our hands up in the air and go, do you know what? Let them battle, and then we'll do the math afterwards. But it's still incredibly close as again Tom Gamble and Johnson battle away. Gamble hanging on to that 3rd position for the moment. Skelton tightening up. Thompson is there in Thomas is there in 6th position. I'm struggling with my worms again. Through Bruno Ferrari chicane and back onto the Hangar straight once again down to Hangar corner. What can Johnson do about Gamble for 3rd position? He's having a look, but well defended there from Tom Gamble. He leaves the door firmly shut, and that allows Skelton to get a little bit closer in 5th position.
with these battling, it's allowing the leaders to get away as well. So Collins and Josh White will be happy that they're battling behind. They might not realise it yet. Back on board with the drone. That's James Johnson, a leading privateer, in 4th place currently. You see the Shenington Gliding Club in the background, by the way, and all the drone flights this weekend are in agreement with the Gliding Club, who we get a great deal of cooperation from, and we'd like to thank them for that.
Yeah, great to see the local Gliding Club supporting our endeavours. Jack McCarthy now very much into the mix as we see him at the back of this queue in 7th position. So Jack McCarthy getting himself right back into the mix. And this has been a bit of a topsy-turvy season for Jack McCarthy, really, all in all, hasn't it? He's had a great run for the championship. He is still technically leading it, don't forget. And a lot of that comes off the back of his success last year that took him to the Maranello factory for the Ferrari Academy. He's had a very strong 12 months, but he wants to sew up a championship, and being in 7th position is not in his script as far as he's concerned. He wants to get back on terms with Harrison Thomas and the other 5 men in front, but he is getting on with it, and of all the drivers in the top 10, he is the one large and in charge on the move.
Yeah, he would have wanted to win this race, though. He's not going to be happy down there. That's going to tighten the championship up from our point of view, going to the final round. This is going to be really tight. I mean, we could have 4 or 5 points separating 4 drivers,
yeah, 4
I think.
drivers.
I think there's going to be 4 drivers separated by maybe 4 or 5 points going to the final round. So the last race at the final round, we should be bringing you absolute drama. Should be absolutely fantastic.
Well, we should book the local cinemas and sell it out, because it will be one of the best kart races you'll ever see in your life for a championship decider. That's going to be up there with Brazil 2012, you know, in the worlds of Formula One, Abu Dhabi 2010. All of those great title deciders in motor racing. This could be right up there with them. The way things are currently going is up the inside. That's a move for 5th position. I think Skelton has lost the place. Who is it that's got through there? Is that McCarthy? No, McCarthy still sat there in 7th position. So that is Harrison Thomas that's made his way up into 5th position at the right time. McCarthy still sat there in 7th position. These guys have started to reel in the leaders once again. This race is not over. We said that McCarthy is not looking too hot to win this one. Maybe we spoke too soon with those leaders being caught by our men in 3rd and 4th. Gamble and Johnson, and they're tagging along the 3 karts behind them. This race isn't over yet.
No, these 2 at the front are going to start battling, and it's going to bring everybody else into contention here. They're getting closer, aren't they? 3rd and 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, not far away. This could be a 7-way train sometime very soon. We're coming to the business end.
Is this going to be the greatest championship fight in Super 1 history? It's certainly looking like it's got the ingredients for it. They go through Cafe once again, up onto the Stratford Straight, down to the hairpin, and into the hairpin once again, out onto runway. A little further into the race, we can see these 2 have broken clear, Collins and White, lapping the 71 there. That's Rob Ellis, who has recovered after that little moment earlier on. All 4 wheels on the ground this time, blue flags waving, and the 3rd place battle is a distant memory for these 2 now as a result of that time passing, but it is still pretty close as McCarthy, I think that is, losing the place again, having originally got himself up into 6th position, has now lost it. Collins is now defending like crazy, and well he might, because Josh White wants to get into the lead of the championship here, and the only way to do that is to win this and hope that Jack McCarthy is not going to break into that top 6. He's swarming around. Collins is defending like mad, running very wide through the hairpin, Josh White, and that, I think, has given Josh Collins the victory. I think he's defended beautifully. Josh White is not close enough. Let's look back at the 3rd place battle. Thomas is now there in 3rd position. 4th is Gamble. 5th is Johnson, with Jack McCarthy still trying to break into the top 6 and still being frustrated by Skelton. Here they come. Final couple of corners. And McCarthy going the long way round. He can't find the way through. Josh Collins hangs on to it. 2 arms in the air in front of Josh White. Thomas comes home in 3rd position. Brilliant fight, and what a championship decider this is going to give us. So Collins from White and Thomas, Gamble in 4th place from Johnson, Jack McCarthy in 6th position. Simons is 7th ahead of Davis and Rose, with Skelton getting a penalty.
Josh, 2 fantastic finals. You were under pressure all the way. Just talk us through that last race.
Yeah, it's really good. Sort of dropped back into 3rd. Was able to gain them positions back really quickly and just sort of got my head down. Was being pushed all the way by Josh. Last lap was able to defend it and just sort of bring it all home.
It's been a really, really strong weekend for you, and it's looking like it's going to be a really strong end of the year as well. Are you confident about the last round and maybe getting involved in the fight for the championship?
Yeah, you know, hopefully look pretty strong at PF, so fingers crossed we'll have a good meeting there as well.
The points on your screen now do not take into account everybody's worst score, which you can drop at the end of the season. I can tell you there's only 4 points in it amongst the top 4. That includes Josh Collins. This one's going to the final round. Just time in this part to bring you the highlights from the KZ1 official British Senior Championship class. Again, a disappointing grid of just 6. It will come down to a last lap shootout between Scott Allen on the 4 kart and the 5 kart driven by Dan Kelly. Jake Sanson called them home.
If he can just hang on to this one in front of Dan Kelly, final lap of the season. This is going to be a really exciting run to the flag for Scott Allen. Can he hang on to this one? Down that long straight into the bottom hairpin. One final chance maybe for Kelly. No, he's a little bit ambitious, but there is plenty of time still to make this up down to the Bruno Ferrari chicane. These karts ridiculously fast, even on this last lap. They are battling away for supremacy out of the Bruno Ferrari chicane. Can Kelly get a good run out of the final left-hander of that complex? Through down to Hanger Corner into Wilkins for the last time. He's going to try his best. Can he get there? No, he's not going to manage it. Scott Allen is going to claim the 2016 MSA British Championship in KZ1. Magnificent season. What a win.
It's taken a long time to win this. I lost by 5 points 2 years ago, and that was hard to take. And last year I led most of the way as well, the first 4 rounds, and I lost by a long way that time. So it finally come, and you know, I'm really, really pleased.
Congratulations to Scott Allen on winning the KZ1 Championship. Hopefully next year the guys in that class will forget all the politics and bring us a full grid. We're back after the break with Honda Cadet.